What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Droppers Allowed. I'm your host, Greg Coleman. And tomorrow night, we have a historic pay per view. AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling will collaborate on Forbidden Door. So, this pay per view came together pretty quickly. It was announced in late April, and matches were announced after Double or Nothing, and a bunch of matches have been added within this last week. So, major developments, things that happened on Dynamite and Rampage. One of them being they finally announced the IWGP World Heavyweight Title match, and we saw Kazuchika Okada make his AEW debut, his first appearance in an AEW ring, and they announced that he would be on the show. So we're just gonna go match by match. We're gonna start at the top. So I'm going to pull the card up and give predictions of what I believe is going to happen tomorrow night at Forbidden Door, coming to you live from Chicago, Illinois at the United Center. All right, interim AEW World Title match: Hiroshi Tanahashi versus former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Picking Tanahashi here. I believe since it's an interim title, I don't believe that there is going to necessarily be the need to have the interim champion be an AEW talent. So I think Tanahashi gets the win, and look forward to a unification match with CM Punk at All Out in Chicago. All right. The next World Heavyweight title match that we have on the card is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, a four-way champion Switchblade Jay White defending against former champion Kazuchika Okada, former AEW World Heavyweight Champion Hangman Adam Page, and then Adam Cole. So predicted that Tanahashi would win the interim AEW World Title and take that back to Japan. So AEW will not be left without a champion. So I am picking Hangman Adam Page to become the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. I think once Kazuchika Okada lost that title to Jay White, it opened up the possibility that an AEW talent could win it and defend the title not only in AEW but then also in Japan as well. And with Hangman losing the AEW World Title, he's obviously going to be exiting that title scene for a little bit. What better way to do that and still be a big deal than to be the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion? Head over to Japan and make some defenses. And I definitely see that title being defended at All Out also, which is probably where Hangman will drop it, either back to Jay White or maybe even to Okada, or another New Japan talent. All right, next match on the card is the AEW Women's Title match: Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa. I'm actually going to go with Tony Storm winning the AEW Women's World Title here. I feel like Thunder Rosa has had a pretty good run, but I think it may be time for some new blood. And I think this will be a great way to kind of establish Tony Storm as a star, and I think it opens up a completely new era for the AEW women's division. Create some more matchups. Thunder Rosa, I believe, hasn't really had the impact that most thought that she would have as champion. So I'm going to pick, which is what probably would be considered a bit of an upset, and pick Tony Storm. All right, IWGP United States Championship match. Will Ospreay, the champion, defending against um, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. I think this is going to be an excellent match. It's going to be a contender for match of the night, but look for Will Ospreay to retain that title and go and use this to springboard himself into the G1. I also think we're going to see him do future business with the eventual champion, the winner, or I should say, of the AEW All Atlantic Championship match. All right. So the next match is the previously mentioned new title AEW created, the All Atlantic title. It's going to be another four-way. So the four competitors will be Pac, excuse me, the Redeemer Miro, Malachi Black, and originally it was supposed to be Tomohiro Ishii, representing New Japan. Ishii got injured, and Clark Connors, who was the finalist, is going to fill in. My prediction from the beginning has been Miro. I think this is a great way to get the title, to get a title back onto Miro. He had a dominant TNT title run, and I think this is an excellent title to put on Miro to make him feel important, keep him relevant, feel like a big deal for him to be dominant, and then it allows another talent to be elevated the same way Sammy Guevara was by being the person who beat him for the TNT title. Whoever beats Miro for the All Atlantic title will get a bit of a rub, and that this should springboard Miro into that AEW World Heavyweight title picture. All right. Next match we have winner take all. The Ring of Honor tag titles and the New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP heavyweight tag team titles. ROH champions FTR versus United Empire, the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions of the Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb versus Roppongi Vice. I think this is going to be an excellent match. I believe that the All Atlantic title fatal four-way or four-way match will also be a contender for a match of the night, but I think this match here will also be an excellent one. And I'm going to pick FTR to become triple champs, and they will walk out of Forbidden Door with the ROH tag team titles as well as the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag titles. And I'm hoping, maybe wishful thinking, we get an appearance from the Briscoes, and that they bring that rivalry that started on social media, came to a head at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view WrestleMania weekend. That saw them put on arguably the match of the year so far between FTR and the Briscoes, and I hope that comes to AEW. So FTR adds the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships to their Ring of Honor titles as well as their AAA titles. All right. Um, Next matchup, we have Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara versus Eddie Kingston, Shota Umino, and Wheeler Yuta. Winner gets a one-man advantage at AEW Blood and Guts. So, Blood and Guts is pretty much AEW's version of War Games. And in the history of War Games in WCW, now it's happened in the, you know, kind of bootleg version that NXT has done, but for as long as I've been a wrestling fan, where they did the coin toss in WCW and NWA to determine who would have the one-man advantage, the heels always won that coin toss, and rightfully so, because you want to have that hot tag element of the match where the last participant going in is a babyface wrestler. So look for Shota Umino to eat the pin. He's going to get beat tomorrow, and Team Jericho is going to win, and which will give the Jericho Appreciation Society the one-man advantage on Wednesday's Blood and Guts match. All right, let's see what the next match we have here. Zack Sabre Jr. versus To Be Announced. Really disappointed that this match didn't happen with Bryan Danielson, but the injury bug has really taken a bite into AEW. A lot of their notable stars are injured. CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Jungle Boy. The list goes on and on. Kenny Omega is still out, recovering from injury. So, Bryan Danielson came out on Dynamite and announced that he was not yet cleared for this match at Forbidden Door, nor was he cleared to wrestle at Blood and Guts this upcoming Wednesday. But he said that the person replacing him would not only be replacing him at Forbidden Door, but would also be replacing him in Blood and Guts, and that this guy was a great technical wrestler, but he was also tough enough and bad enough to go in and do some serious damage to Chris Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society at Blood and Guts. With that description, I am predicting that the replacement for Bryan Danielson to take on Zack Sabre Jr. will be the former Cesaro of WWE. I'm not sure if he's going to be going by Claudio Castiglione, or if he will be going by a another name. But look for Cesaro to be the replacement and to pick up the win over Zack Sabre Jr. in an excellent mat-based technical wrestling match. All right. Um, Next match we have AEW Tag Champs, the Young Bucks, teaming with El Phantasmo versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi. So this match was supposed to be an 8-man tag, but it got changed to a 6-man tag with Hiromu Takahashi having a fever and not being able to travel. So it's going to be a 6-man tag now. Hikuleo is going to be on the in the corner of ELP and the Young Bucks. So I think this match will be an excellent showcase for Shingo Takagi, who is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He is a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He had an absolute classic match with Will Ospreay from Battle of the Super Juniors. I think it was in 2020, I believe it was. So he's a great wrestler. So I'm looking for Shingo to pick up the win for his team and the dudes with attitudes to win that match. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Now we're down to the buy-in. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado. Basically Suzuki Gun. I'm gonna go with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland here to get a win, but I believe that they are going to continue their angle of a little bit of a rift between the two during the match and then after the match. Next buy-in match, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto versus Aaron Solo, QT Marshall. I'm picking Chaos for the win there, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. QT Marshall and Solo don't need a win, and they're not going to get one there. All right, last buy-in match. Max Caster and the Gun Club will take on the LA Dojo. Caster and the Gun Club win that one. So, yeah, those are my predictions. Let me know what you guys think. Who is going to walk out of Forbidden Door tomorrow as the interim AEW World Champion, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion? Are you excited for the show? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about my predictions. Thank you guys for watching.